All right, I have 2 days left to finish an entire Faramir costume. When I say finish, I really mean start. I've got stuff dyed and it's dyeing slash washing while I'm moving on to the next project, which is the Gambeson sleeve. When you look at Faramir's costume, you can see that he has a quilted Gambeson sleeve poking out from underneath his breastplate. I assume it's supposed to imply there's a whole Gambeson under there, but we don't need to make the whole thing, just the sleeves. Way back in the day, I made my own gambeson that was not very protective, but it did have the right shape of sleeve that I was looking for. So I grabbed that out, scaled it up to fit my husband, and made my own pattern. I'm trying to use as many fabrics and things I already own or I can thrift. Now, the outside of these sleeves is going to be made out of a curtain that I found at Salvation Army, and the batting inside was some batting that I just found in my fabric stores. Honestly, don't know where it came from. I'm adding batting between two layers of the brown fabric to help give it that quilted, thick feeling. Once I got all three layers sewed together, I had to figure out how to add on lines to make it look like it was quilted. As I started trying to figure this out and do the math, I realized, oh my gosh, I have a quilter square. I picked this up at a garage sale last year and hadn't really used it, but I don't know how I would have gotten through this project without it. Once it's marked, it'll be super easy just to straight stitch down each line. It'll just take a while to get done. Before I really got going with the sewing, I thought it was important to add on my I Am No Man Eowyn sticker to my sewing machine that I got for Christmas and hadn't put it on yet. We're going to need Eowyn's blessing to get through this project. After what felt like a ridiculous amount of time sewing straight lines, both pieces were quilted. I think it turned out exactly how I was hoping it would look. So I measured it up against my husband, realized I'd been a little too generous on the proportions, at least for the length. So I went ahead and took off that part and re-sewed it up. After that, it was time to add the binding tape to give it that finished look. The only thing left to do on these is to add the grommets to the edges, but that's in my husband's leather tool kit, which is going to fair, so we'll probably add them on when we get there. All right, I'm down to about a day and a half left and probably about 4 days worth of work. So let's see what actually gets done.